Hi there, Janet Fritz here for Galaxy Girl Creations. Welcome to my channel. Welcome to 31 Days of Cut Files with MK and Janet. Today is a new week and we are starting with Cut Files designed by MK. These are awesome. These are kind of, gear, grunge, masculine, but they can be paired with softer things like flowers and such, and I'm going to do that today. I started out with some paper from the Spectrum Sherbert collection, and then I have some embellishments from the 49 and Market Nature Study collection. I have the cluster kit and I have the page kit, but I'm not using them as they are designed on the packaging. I am going to kind of do my own thing with them. I'm starting out with rub-ons that are just, I think they're just called Essential Text Blends. They're not from any particular kit. I've had them in my stash for quite a while, and I am going to grunge up this cut file using these rub-ons. I had the opportunity to just spray it, but I decided this would be something different, and I'm going to be using some pipework acrylic. You can kind of see it off to the right hand side under my scissors there, and it's got that same kind of galvanized metal feel to it, and so this is going to kind of give this cut file a similar kind of galvanized feel to it. So I'm going to start by doing that. I'm just randomly rubbing them on. I did cut the cut file in half because I'm going to use half on one side of the layout and half on the other. And I really like the way that this looks, but I am going to grunge it up even more using some Distress ink in Walnut Stain. I don't want it to be super dark, but I also don't want it to be perfectly white. I just want it to have a little bit of a used feel to it. And I think this cut file was perfect for me documenting some repairs we did to our water tank up at our cabin. So once I got the cut file down on the paper with the photograph, I decided it was still a little bit too light, so I'm going to grunge it up even more using some Shimmers paints in Green Acres and Thunderstorm. Now the Green Acres doesn't look really green, it's more kind of that brown green, and so I'm just putting that on lightly. I'm not going for like full coverage or anything like that. I know that the Shimmers is not going to do a good full coverage like an opaque paint would. This is more transparent or translucent, and so I just want it to again have more of that grungy feel, so I went ahead and spread some of that on. Now I am going through the cluster kit. These are the 6x12 sheets of embellishments out of the cluster kit. I do also have the page kit, so I may end up opening that up to see what's in that, and I'm just pulling from it randomly rather than building the clusters as they are shown on the cluster kit packaging. So here are the pipes that are from MK's shop. Now I've had these in my stash for quite some time, so I don't believe they're still available at this time, but I wanted to go ahead and use them on a layout. Like I said, I've had them for ages, and I really like them. I think they're just perfect for this layout, and so I'm going to go ahead and go with it. Layering up some of the tickets and tags here just to kind of give my layout a layered effect. And now I'm going to add some foliage. I'm also adding some twine to this chipboard piece so that it doesn't look like it's just slapped on the page. I want it to look like it's kind of hanging from the page. The twine is a little bit difficult to get through the hole unless you put a little bit of glue on the tips of it. Just because the hole has the adhesive on the back, it makes it a little bit hard to get it through there when all of the little individual strings want to get attached to it. But it's not too bad if you've got some super pointy tweezers, and then if you put a little glue on the tips of the string. So I'm just layering things up. Added a piece of the cardstock. It's actually not a full piece of cardstock. It is also out of the cluster kit, but that bottom kind of creamy color piece that has the diagonal stripes on it. I'm using that as a map for my photo. And so far I'm liking where this is going. I think the green background really matches the green water tank very well. And what we did was we replaced the water tank, and then which I've documented years ago, and it needed some repairs because we get snow up there, and some of the pipes had some issues. So this is in the midst of the repair process. They're not weatherproofed at all or anything at this point, but we are on a gravity fed system. So we run a generator to pump the water into this tank, and then it's gravity fed, so you don't have to have the generator on all the time because it is off grid. There's no power up at our place other than what you have on a generator, or we do have a small amount of solar, but it doesn't run the generator. So anyway, that is the state of affairs. And actually this photo is quite old. It's many years old, but I have a lot of photos that are not documented from probably 2009 to, I don't know, 2018 or so. And so I am going back slowly and documenting those, as well as trying to keep up with my current stuff. So you kind of get a mishmash on my channel of both current day and previous. So there are these little chipboard punch outs of screw heads. So I'm going to go ahead and add those, kind of like enamel dots scattered around my layout. I do want to add a little foliage up here in the upper right hand corner just to bring that softness up into the corner. When I have a lot of hard edges like corners and squares and rectangles, I do like to add in something soft to kind of soften up the layout and make it a little more pretty. I really do love the foliage in this particular collection. It's got some amazing pieces, and so I think that it's going to work well for a lot of my photos this week, because I know I have a little bit more cabin documenting to do, so it works really well for that. I'm just using my liquid glue to adhere everything down. This is Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. If you watch my channel all the time, you hear me say this all the time, so my apologies, but I know I do have new followers or people who don't tune in all the time, but I can't say enough good things about this Nuvo Deluxe adhesive. It holds really well, dries really fast, and it doesn't really clog. If you lay it on its side when you're not using it and it's open, it doesn't clog. If you stand it up, the chances of it clogging are greater. And I think that's because there's more air that goes into the nozzle than if it's on its side. It kind of fills up with the glue and it just kind of sits there, and it doesn't leak when it's on its side, as you can see. I'll leave it there throughout almost the whole layout process here and not have a problem with it. So this little chipboard piece that says details came in one of the kits. I think it actually came in the page kit, but I'm going to go ahead and use it on this layout. And I'm going to leave the spot in the circular gear to the left-hand side there open a bit so that I can do some journaling in there about what we are doing. Now, you're not going to see the journaling on camera. Sometimes, well, most of the time I don't do my journaling on camera because it doesn't make for super interesting viewing. Also, in this particular case, I want to get some input and feedback from my husband about exactly some of the details, basically, because obviously I'm including some details because that's the title. And so I want to include some of his thoughts as well. And so a lot of the time I don't get that information until after the layout's done rather than before. So you don't get to see the comments, and my apologies for that, or the journaling, my apologies for that, but you do get to see the overall design. So I am just trimming off the branding strip at the bottom of this 49 in market paper. It is a little bit difficult for me to remember to do that because one side doesn't look like there's a branding strip, and when you flip it over there is. So be cognizant of that if you have 49 in market paper, to cut your branding strip off first so you don't overuse or put your embellishments in the wrong area. That is it, you guys. Thank you so much for watching. Go check out what MK has on her channel. I can't wait to continue using more and more of her cut files this week. And I hope that you are enjoying 31 days of cut files. And if you've missed anything, you can go back on my channel and see them there. Thanks for watching. See you soon. Bye-bye.